All
Oh
right.
yeah.
So, let me get my playlist real quick before we jump into this, because um, you and I have never made a piece of content together, so there's some rules and some
There's
guidelines.
rules.
Yeah, but they're good rules. You're gonna love this stream, I
I,
promise
I'll
you.
be. I think I'll be okay. I'm a pretty chill person.
All right,
Disney.
there we go.
Oh
What
my
happened?
god, my cat stepped on my keyboard. Turn my camera off.
Love it. Okay, we're gonna have that. I love it. Perfect. All right.
Okay, we just
Oh,
need her to
man.
lay down. Come on, Izzy. Oh, Zeron, hi. Anyways, how are you? How are you? First of
Me?
all, yes.
Oh, it depends on how you. It depends on how you ask the question, and that's what's going to be the point of today's conversation.
Okay. Okay. You're
Because
valid for you.
yeah, we don't know each other beyond like the things that we've shared, so I try to set a stage for lasting conversation. I'm not one of those other streamers who's like, yo, I'm just gonna pick you up and be like, yo, talk your shit and then bye, fuck you. Like, no, if you're here, that means that you're part of an upper echelon of not only communication but entertainment. I don't trust bad people or like bad like you got to be a good person for me to trust for you to be on this show. I do a lot of this myself. That's the whole goal. So, the rules are as simple. For right now with this topic, you know, if we're having an anime debate or something, it'll probably be more even, but I'm going to give you most of the floor to talk. If at any point there's nothing else you feel to say, I can keep the conversation going. I'm just letting you know. I get wordy and this is a time for me to like take a step back. So catch me if I end up saying too much. The other rule is just be yourself. I'm not looking for any correct answers. We've already talked. We both watched each other. Like, you know, I'm not one of them like weirdos on the internet. So
like a debate pervert.
exactly. I'm a real human being with real feelings and real emotions. Like, I'm not one of those, why are you screaming about it type of people.
I wouldn't have agreed to come onto your stream if I felt that you were gonna be like hostile or like things were gonna be in any way like negative, because everything is already so negative right now. I'm here to have like a conversation.
Cool. And that's the main point of why we call this the paradigm path. I want to start doing like when people get on especially to talk about the topics that we're going to talk about. I want the report to be like, yo, I'm choosing this person to have this time and this voice because there's a lot of noise right now and it's about time that somebody cuts through it. So I was hoping that you could be one of those people, because, you know, I'm on a whole respect women arc. I've always been on that arc, but it's like I got to keep switching into higher gears because it never slows down, you know what I mean? So introduce yourself to this audience and tell us what you do on Twitch and what brings you to the paradigm path today.
Well, so I'm Ali. I'm a Twitch streamer on twitch.tv/AliisCrying. I also am quite a personality on Twitter. Not that I'm not meaning like, you know, famous or anything, but I'm saying shit on Twitter a lot. But mostly my vibe, most of the time, I like to have fun. I consider myself a fun person. I'm a political person. I'm very openly a leftist. I've called myself more of not a politics streamer, but like a politics coded streamer, meaning that like my whole brand isn't politics, but I'm not shy from it. And it's like brand, but like it's a part of like my personality. I'm not gonna hide it. I care a lot about politics. But I still also I like to game, I like to talk about music, I like to talk about what TV shows I'm watching. I consider myself still a fun person. I just have a political like vibe, I guess.
Same. Actual, quite literal same.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I think that's not only the safest route. I shouldn't say the safest route.
It's if it was not safe.
I'm good at the transitions. I swear, I got you. I shouldn't say that it is safe, because if it was safe, then we wouldn't be in the situation that we find ourselves today, do we, Zalik?
Yep, that's right.
Speaking of it not being safe, what's going on with you? Because it seems like there's a oh no, there's a sentiment about you right now.
So yeah, people are, I've pissed off some people on Twitter. I didn't think I would. I honestly was doing I'm a reply guy on Twitter. I'm just saying shit. And this was kind of like a me just saying shit moment. But the problem was I was saying shit to Vosh. And I caught some steam. I'm still in it. I said that probably over 24 hours ago. I was live yesterday and I was like catching smoke for it, like as I was live. That's like when it started like becoming big, but I was kind of like shitting on it. I was like joking with it, but then actually today it's like it's been like bad. Like people are being pretty terrible and like twisting my point when they're like saying that I don't care about like victims, like male abuse victims, like I don't know, just like they're like, you don't care about men's issues, and I'm like, well, I am a feminist, but that doesn't mean I care about men's issues. It's just like the whole like point I've been trying to make, I feel has been kind of twisted, though they're saying that's what I'm doing to, you know, Vosh's point. I don't know.
Okay, so there's levels to how deep this conversation could go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a little bit. It's okay.
Can you mess with it a bit?
Okay.
You can go ahead.
Okay. So a few things there's a web of how this conversation could end up going. I'm going to try to be the best host that I can for this conversation and keep it in one track. But sadly, intersectionality, especially when it comes to the internet, does not allow us to stay on a one-track mind, because if it did, then all of the problems that we would have would be very easy to solve and they wouldn't turn into a twisted web of what you've already begun to complain about.
It definitely is complicated.
But the majority point is like, and this is why I hate making this joke, but at the same time, it's like becoming more and more evident. If you're a woman, you should just shut the fuck up, because apparently, like, y'all can't have opinions. Like, okay, so I'm gonna add like the tiniest bit of context to this conversation just so I can leave it. What you said on that was fucking, like, that would be that's the shit people say in the middle of a conversation where everybody laughs even harder after everybody's already laughed. Like everybody's like that shit. These people don't go outside. Like, you've never been in a group conversation where you could be the funny person.
I didn't think it was shocking, but people were really mad. Like, I was just like, oh, why is this my problem? Like, because I was like, what does this have to do with me? Like, why? I don't know.
Literally, and like, you could have been like, for all they know, you could have been hyper specific and be like, why is this literally my problem? Like, and
I literally had people DMing me, like, saying way more brutal stuff, like, I mean, like, agreeing with me. They're like, no, girl, talk your shit. Men's rights problems are bullshit. Like, talk your shit. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna say that. But,
right, but the way and I'm not even trying to be funny with you, and that's kind of the
I'm a funny. I think I'm a funny person. Like, I consider myself a silly, goofy girl. Like,
no, you're serious when it comes to you hate men.
I'm
you
not allowed to joke. I hate men. I'm a femcel. I'm a rad fan.
Yo, okay.
I'm a feminazi.
That's okay. All of this. So, I have been talking for a very long time about the fall of Twitch's elite. I think that once people at the top started getting accused of shit that was just like non-excusable, like tax fraud is one thing, you know, the other things are other things. I said that there would come a time where the resurgence of the toxicity of communities would no longer be able to stay present in these people's communities. So if everybody's confused on what I'm talking about, basically, if you got a lot of toxic males in X streamers site who has 30,000 people. Once he does something indefensible, you can't align your values with that person. So you got to find a new target. You got to find a new home. And well, where do most people go who have those toxic masculine views? Oh, see where this all starts to roll together. My question, or what I'm afraid about, is, are you noticing that there is an unnecessary rabid, like, attack on you quite literally because you're a woman? And I don't mean that to be like subterfuge. Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, have you noticed that it's because of you? Like, I really mean, do you get this feeling that like the core of it is because you're a woman?
I mean, I always hate being that person to be like, it's because I'm a woman.
Yeah.
Like, I hate being that people, but that's also because like it's just like people get annoying about it. People don't take it seriously when I'm treated a certain type of way because I'm a woman. So yeah, I think absolutely it is because I'm a woman. I've literally, my entire time on Twitch and being online, I've gotten shit, and I'm like, if, you know, my peers, like, if Hassan did, like, if I did something any similar, like, to as inflammatory as what Hassan does, I would get fucking flamed. See, all I did was I had one sassy reply.
No, I'm agreeing with you so hard.
I'm like illiterate. I'm a dumb fuck. Like, I'm brain dead. Like, I barely did anything. And I'm just like evil. I don't care about issues. Like, I'm playing the victim. It was just turned so fast. I barely stirred things up. I just had a sassy comment. I was being a hater, to be fair, but I got way more backlash than I think like
was warranted.
A man would have gotten.
Yeah, yeah. So that leads me into my next point. Why, in your opinion, with your time that you've been, I'm gonna stretch this out a lot further than just Twitch, because obviously we about history here. You know, I'm a fucking OG of this shit. What have you noticed as your time on the internet? Like, is it easier for do you think, because it's like it's like I want to ask a question, but then like I want to get deeper into that question, and I was like, okay, just say the deeper one.
I'm a journalist, like I'm a journalism student, so I totally like know exactly what.
Copy. So yeah, I'm gonna drop the host attitude. I'm just gonna ask you just straight up, like, yo,
go ahead.
Have you like, has it always been this way for you on the internet? Have you been part of like the whole like girls can't game, like? Let's even spread this out a little bit further. Have you noticed this in institutions in your life? Like, as blatant as like saying something in a classroom and having people like respond to you a certain way because of maybe the pitch of your voice, what you were wearing? Like, these are the things I want to get into. Like, have you noticed this behavior other places?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's cause I actually struggle really bad with self-esteem issues. Because even my whole life, it's especially on the internet, it's been worse. I think this is all like because recently on Twitter I've gotten a bit more popular. I like nearly doubled in follows because of a viral post, so I think more eyes were on me, and that's why things seem so bad. But it's more just like it seems more bad because there's more people, when really like this has been like a problem forever. Like I was getting it just like on a smaller scale. And even in my life, I've always felt that I've been treated like, it's always really bothered me. People treat me like I'm dumb, and people tend to be pretty condescending when they talk to me. It's gotten to a point where it's like a hobby of mine, where I will like purposefully like ask questions about like something like so obvious to see how dumb people think I am. Like, I'll see how like far they'll go into like explaining things to me. I will like purposefully ask questions to see how dumb they think I am. It's like a game for me. It's fun, but it's also like really bad. But Yeah, just like it's been a problem my whole life. People have been condescending, even like in high school and even in college now. Like I tell people my GPA and they go, "What?" Because they're like I didn't expect you to have such good grades. I'm like, well, I wonder why. I don't know. It's not even just because I'm a woman. There's like something about like my demeanor, I guess. Like I'm more like soft spoken. Um I guess I kind of have a more I always say I have a ditzy vibe. People agree, people disagree. Um but I think there's something about me that people just don't take as seriously and tend to be kind of condescending to.
Damn. I kind of just want, if you don't mind, I kind of just want that to just sit in people's heads for a second. Cause it's like, I'm just so tired of hearing that. And it's like, I think about intersectionality and I think about the idea of like telling people, oh shit, I'm the king of Twitch and da 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 this and da 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 da. And it's like, that's just also still supporting that same fucking structure. Like I can say everything I want, I could do everything I want. Like my question to you is, have you ever felt like you fed into that and that became a little bit of your personality that you didn't like, but you knew you had to embrace because people were gonna just do it anyway?
Like that people thought I was like dumb.
Yeah.
Maybe more I've like put a lot of effort. I've like overcorrected in terms of like being really self-aware and making people know that I'm really self-aware. I'm also stubborn and like if people let me talk about things I'm interested in and know a lot about, I'm gonna do it. There aren't a lot of people who let me do that, but you know, I do overcompensate with self-awareness, yes.
No, I'm not even like looking for it. I was hoping that's why I phrased the question the way I did. Like I said, I asked guided questions because I know vulnerability is a weird thing, especially on this platform. But like I'm trying to create a space where like even if you hate somebody, you could hash it out here because like that shit, the noise stops right around my bubble. You know what I mean? And I'm listening to you talk and I'm just like, yo, I appreciate you even willing to like say that shit out loud, because for me, realizations about like how I've moved in the past and like that idea, I've done a whole, I did like 2 8-hour streams on this, like the idea of self-correction, like my YouTube segments about like a Twitter post and 3 reactions would be 34 minutes because I'm like, yo, I gotta prove to myself. That was all of season 1. I gotta prove to people I know what I'm talking about because like I know how it is for like, I'm not Hassan, you know, I'm not a pretty white man, you know, I got my little facial flaws, I'm black. Like there's a whole bunch of shit that people are gonna, and it's like we are not relatively close in age, so like it's both alleviating and also very painful to hear that the next cycle of creators are also still feeling that for arbitrary reasons, because you would think after a period of time that shit would have just stopped, you know.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm 20, so yeah.
Yeah, like relatively close, like we're in the same field, but you know, this screen is as far as we get. This screen is as far as we get. I'll take that.
No, I mean that's also a thing that's frustrating because I'm like pretty freshly 20, and like most of these people that are shitting on me are like almost 30, and I'm like
oh, I told you you could be the energy with me. You just did it. I need that perfect transition.
Like,
to speak of the which, do you notice or have you noticed where most of this hate is coming from? And could you tell us a little bit about like how people are misconstruing your words? Because to give you a chance to speak here, I also want you to have not a direct reply, but like to be able to parse out like, hey, I definitely said this and you're making it into that. Like this is your this is what I would like the audience to hear. Because, you know, it's easy to say,
Yeah.
oh, it's because I'm a girl. But like, no, they're really saying some dumb shit. Like, you got to hear this.
I don't know. There's a lot because I think it is complicated, and I do kind of feel like I feel bad for them, like, in a way, because I can tell that it comes from a place of like low self-esteem and feeling like wronged, which I like totally get. Like, I've felt the same way. I've been kind of fucked over by the way people treat me. But that kind of gets into the point, like, they're expecting me to take their treatment of society, sit down, shut up, and listen to it. Yet, like, you know, women have been screaming and screaming about like their treatment in society, and like no one sits down and shuts up for us. Like, that was kind of like mostly what I was getting at. Not that, you know, it doesn't matter, but the root at the end of the day is patriarchy. And it's not women's fault that men are emotionally closed off or socially isolated, because I feel like whenever these sorts of like this rhetoric, I guess, of like men's issues and men's rights and stuff comes out, whether well-intentioned and like wanting to solve it or not, I feel like people usually take it so that it's women's fault, it's the feminist's fault, and that's the problem I've really been taking from it, because it's like I don't, in any like social issue, I never want to blame people who are marginalized for the suffering of those who aren't, because it's the same for every like social structure and like, you know, system that, you know, like patriarchy, like that's like men. Of course men suffer because of it, because it breeds like toxic masculinity. At the end of the day, they do benefit from it. Women do suffer more, but we gotta kind of solve, you know, like women's struggles, and then that if they like cooperate with women's struggles, that will alleviate a lot of, you know, their, you know, struggles too. And it's just frustrating that that they think I don't take it seriously. I think I'm more than generous in that type of way, because a lot of people will be like, nah, fuck, like men aren't included in feminism, like fuck that. I feel like I'm more than generous in like that type of way, where I'm like, okay, yeah, like men, you're included in feminism too, like feminism benefits you too. A lot of people don't abide by that, but I personally am just a person who wants the best for everyone, and I think that the stuff I've seen is gonna end up harming women, and I mean, I can already feel like pushback. It just feels like 2015, 2016 all over again.
Ooh, and that's so funny, because that's the whole reason why I wanted a bunch of y'all, and that's why I was so eager to have you on the show. Is because I've been echoing this idea that the form of Gamergate that existed then never really ended. We were in the middle of and I literally just did this segment yesterday. That's so crazy. Like though it was one of the last things I did too. Go ahead.
I think since I began streaming, I've been saying that type of stuff, like the anti-SJW stuff, is gonna, since I began streaming, which was like March 2021, I've been saying that this type of rhetoric is building back up. We're entering another one of those, and here we are. I think we got fucking Andrew Tate, and we even got like all of this like stuff, like whether it's like completely misogynist or just like casually like MRA stuff, like we're back in it.
Back in it. And my question to you is, what have you noticed that gave rise to it? It could be a simple anecdote just from you personally. It could be anything that you've talked about before. This is kind of just your flex on us real quick. Also, I do have to say, I appreciate you being able to like talk. Most people, there have been a few very exceptional guests I've had on the show, but a lot of people can't keep up my energy, and you've been keeping up. So you should. I don't know if it matters to you, but like,
I'm a Leo, so
I'm a Virgo, so we're apparently we're apparently like a ideological match or some shit like that.
Okay, I've always described Virgos as like Leos, but more like together and self-controlled. Like you got the same glam as us, but you're like more like grounded, I guess.
That's because we poor. But no. I fuck with that. Continue, please. Sorry, I just had to, I give people flowers while they're here because I know how it feels to be in the room with somebody and they say something cool and it's like, yeah, I appreciate it. So real shit. Anyway, continue.
I mean, with like seeing the stuff pop back up, I think, I don't know, I was just seeing more and more people just saying like, no, I think with like a lot of like the femcel stuff, like TikTok, I feel like a lot of TikTok has kind of been going through its own cycle of like what happened on like Tumblr and like YouTube, where there's like the femcels or like radical feminists or like people being annoying, I guess. And then people saying that as like, all women are annoying, or like all feminists are annoying, all queer people are annoying. I don't know. I just feel like I've seen more of like people ridiculing, and I've seen it build up more and more, and I was just like, yeah, we're back into it. And like there's kind of like been new, I feel like, terminology, like instead of like SJWs, there's like folk scolds. Like I feel like we're just kind of reduce, reuse, recycle a lot of stuff. It just like it's the same, but it looks a little different and it sounds a bit different.
This is a loaded question, and this is not, and I say it's a loaded question because in the form of how I'm gonna ask it, it generally would be better for somebody older than you to answer this. And you're gonna hear it and you're gonna be like, yeah, no, that makes sense. But I'm asking it to you because I feel like you've involved yourself deep enough within online culture that you might have picked up on these signals a lot quicker than, let's say, your average 20-year-old who's like, college, drinks, bars, gives a fuck about Twitter. Call my Uber. But anyway, damn, it's been a long time since I've been in college, and even that shit was happening then. That's when Uber just started. I'm sorry.
That's why I keep my social life away from Twitch. I have my life, and then I have Twitch. My online stuff completely separate.
I'll be just bringing stories in, but
like for my mental health, it's actually been kind of wonderful to have a place where like, okay, I don't worry about Twitch here, and then here, like, I don't worry about social stuff here. It's kind of like great.
Yeah, yo, oh my god.
Like Hannah Montana.
I don't want to lose. What point? Yo. Yeah, KP. Yeah, it's like,
You replied to me?
Oh, she didn't know. This is a live moment. Okay. So you don't know, which means
I muted it.
Oh, which means I gotta pull the conversation back. Damn, we was getting into a good emotional moment. I was about to ask you about like your history on the internet. I was like, Oh man, okay. He wasn't mean or anything. Yeah, he was actually the most rational reply. That's why I'm like, she didn't see it yet. Would you like me to read it for you?
Yeah, read it out loud. I'm in such a shock. It's like not even processing.
Vosh said, I'm not saying it's your problem. It's a broader social issue we will work to address in a number of ways. All social problems are intersectionally connected, and I think it's generally good that we push society in whichever direction makes people as happy as possible. But now that it wasn't a bad reply. But now that he said that, you're probably going to get a little bit more attention. Just a tiny tad more. Because it's crazy that like you've been getting all this response and all this stuff, and the guy that you responded to has kind of your take. So like, it's jumping the gun because I was going to wait till the end of this conversation to say this as the final question, but now that we're here, we might as well.
Oh, brother.
I did ask you, have you noticed like where the majority of this like has come from? And you did mention like it was older gentlemen. Are you getting to start to recognize that, no, let me ask this question in a much better way. Let me do it in a television way.
All right.
Are you a little bit braver on the internet now, having recognized that you are in the proper stance on the conversation?
Wait, what?
Okay, let me rephrase that. That was a really, but that's how they would make me.
I'm like so brain broken. Today has been so frustrating.
Yo, okay.
And, like I'm in shock right now. Like what the fuck you responded to?
I'm gonna make a reference real quick. It just happened. This episode just dropped. I'm sorry if y'all don't watch The Walking Dead, but there was quite literally a moment in these final episodes where a guy was like, I just had to feed my ex-coworker to my ex-boss's like zombified son. I'm not all up here right now. Maybe I'm not firing on all cylinders. That's like, yeah. Why has no one ever brought this up in this series? Y'all be just killing walkers and just be like, I'm mentally all right. But let me rephrase that. Does the internet look a lot less scarier now that you've seen that like your take is not so far away from the person who you were even responding to that generated all this hate in the beginning? Do you feel a little more relaxed now? Or are you?
I'm like pissed off.
Yeah.
Because like he agreed with me and I got all this hate for what?
There it is. Go, just spit, just talk. How do you feel?
His whole audience fucking dogpiled me and called me a dumb fuck. Told me I was illiterate when he just had this chill response. Like all that for what? I'm pissed. Sorry.
And it makes no, that's good. That's not good. I shouldn't. Let me incite anger.
Because like
but yeah,
like I've seen them go off on like other people. They've been brutal other people who's usually it comes from him like having a conversation with them, responding, and he like is not happy with them, says some pretty bad stuff about them. He didn't even say anything about me. I had one quirky reply, and people were fucking dogpiling me like almost as bad as I've seen it on other people. And he was even like about it. Like what was all that for?
Now I really want you to try to answer that question. That was supposed to be the last question, but now we're here much earlier than expected, but we're here. What exactly was all of that for? What do you feel even less validated in participating? Do you feel like maybe you could have turned everything off and waited? Oh, this is going to lead to something if you do answer yes or no, but like, what do you feel what that was all for? You don't regret what you said?
Like, even though I got the hate, I just muted everything. I'm like, I'm not deleting it. I said what I said, and I stand by it. I didn't think I'd get so much hate, but I'm a stubborn person, and I feel in my heart I know what is right. And a lot of the things people are saying, they're saying I'm like a bad person type of way, but I can't say I've moved at all from my opinion from when I first replied. So no, I don't think I would have done anything differently. I maybe would have replied to less people, but in terms of like my original comments, like the stuff, all the things I said yesterday and the jokes I made yesterday, I stand by that like hard.
Not looking for, again, remember, not looking for a correct answer or a whole change of heart. I do want to inquire a little bit further now. And you might smile when I ask this question, because then you're going to get like every question I've asked thus far. Now that you've kind of been through a daily cycle of this, how do we create a space in which more women feel comfortable to stand their ground, just as you're doing now? Yeah, that shit deep, bro. That shit, I'm the best. I got the energy. Yo, so hit the Twitch, bro. Hit the follow on, hit the follow here. What are you doing? Who talks? Nobody talks like this. To talk different over here. Anyway, how do we create a space that more women can feel comfortable in doing that? You don't have to have answers. God don't want you to solve everything, but just what is your...
I don't have a solution, but oh my God, like if I could just like feel like I could just say something without it being the end of the world for a lot of people, or that like if someone disagrees with me, I'm like a villain, I guess. Like I just like think people need to like react more normally, I guess. And I don't know, I think there's like some attitudes where like a lot of the men I see genuinely believe that like men have like issues that women need to sit down and listen to. Like they genuinely believe that. So I think there's just some like, I don't know if it's ideology. There's some like things that are being spread that I think are just like it's misguided. And also, man, I just want to be taken seriously, like I'm a person, and also just like not feel like people only react with me positively because like my looks or something. Like, you know, I don't know if there's like an exact solution, but I definitely know what the problems are.
That's hard. I like that. Now my question to you is, before bringing it in with the 10 gifty boys. The 10 gifty boys. Wait, is it 10? I'm scared. Yeah, the 10 gifty boys. Let's go. That's probably gonna kick off a hype train at this point. Let's go. I would like to ask you a question. Have you felt that of which you just mentioned in this conversation, in this space, but I'm going to ask it very parasocially. Have you felt that with me?
Like right now? No.
No, okay, I've rephrased. Like taking you seriously, like listening to you, like the safety component. Have you felt safe here is the question.
I felt like this has been like a conversation. I feel like we're on the like you're treating me like I'm on the same level. You're talking to me like a person. Like I definitely feel like this is a conversation and not just like I've been on panels and like I've been on people's streams where I've just kind of felt like a token, where you've let me talk a lot. This is the most I've talked on someone else's stream, I think. Usually I get like four times jumping in, but this has definitely been conversation.
Good. And the reason why I asked that in public is because I have a hyper fixation on failure. I'm just explaining this to you because, you know, the topic is men's issues. Like, yeah, exactly. Y'all only care to bring that shit out when a woman is like talking about anything about herself. You know, I really like this red lipstick, but what about men's issues? Like, y'all really be the meme. I have a thing with failure. I don't come from an extremely wealthy family. I'm currently in my living room. Like, I am stressing.
I feel you.
Like, for me, it's like, I gotta be successful, and that means I gotta live by a certain set of morals. I gotta live by a certain set of standards, and I have to profess that I can't make mistakes. Not in the realm of like, you know, somebody slips in and says the N-word and I'm just like, damn, I didn't vet him hard enough. It's like I have to create a space in which when I reach out, is different from every other reach. Like oh shit, the paradigm shift is calling me. like is calling. And I'm glad that you said that. I just ask in front of people because it's like, I want y'all to know that I also still, like, in the middle of this, am I being a good host? Am I doing this right? Am I showing the right body language? Do I look interested? You see, I haven't been on my phone the whole stream. I'm looking straight in the camera. Like, all these things play in my head. And I also want to tell other people who want to be streamers, like, that's the type of thing, like, that will get you engaged in the right things. Dividing your attention, you know, like paying attention to what somebody's saying and following it up. Like, how many times have we sat here and been like, somebody's sitting here having a conversation while somebody's playing a fucking video game? And that's the whole meme. That's the whole thing. Like, and I get it, you know, some people, I have ADHD. Like, I know how I gotta tinker, I gotta look, I gotta scan real quick. But like,
I have a whole little cup of just like little things to play with. It's mostly like hair stuff, but I'm just grabbing stuff all the time to play with while I watch stuff.
Right, but like, yeah, just, you know, I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing the right thing here, and that is why I ask in public, because I'm not afraid to get a response like, nah, you fucked up, bro. Like, good. How can I learn? You know, I'm always to learn.
I mean, we haven't like talked like a lot, but I've always had like a lot of respect for you. I really fuck with you. There's like, you know, I've just always like respected your vibe. I like what you're doing. I can tell you're not like a toxic person. You don't really do like drama. I mean, this is kind of drama, but I don't know. It's not really drama. This is like respectful conversation about, like, you know, it happened. It was dramatic, but like, you know, yeah.
Now, Oh, it's my dad. Sorry, I just heard his noise. We are at the 40-minute mark. I believe you have said your piece. I don't hold people as long. I don't drag shit out. Like, I don't 3 hours and shit. Oh, we gotta have a dissertation on, like, once you're done, you're done. I would like to ask if there's any last thoughts that you would like to add to the audience, and especially to any women who might, you know, have seen it, have been dealing with it. I'm gonna ask this question to every woman I have on stream this week, so don't take this one as like the damn, I gotta have a philosophical end to this. I gotta, like, no, it's just what would you like to say to kind of echo a sentiment that maybe you can't put in 280 characters?
Yeah, I mean, it is like frustrating feeling like, you know, whatever I do is gonna get more like extra scrutiny than like my more mask peers. And it's hard. But I mean, after a while I've kind of been like this is just how it goes at the end of the day. What I'm doing on the internet is something I really love to do. I love to create. I love to talk about things that I really like, and you know, a lot of those things tend to be pretty male dominated, and so I'm gonna face, like, you know, people not taking me as seriously, or people like having doubts for like my knowledge. But it's hard to like not care. It does get to me still, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I love, and like I always follow my heart, and I like to keep things, I like to be very transparent. I consider myself very genuine. I'm pretty open. You know, I don't tell the internet everything, but like I'm a pretty like just open, transparent person. I don't like to be, you know, fake, or I'm not a character. I'm hammed up and I'm eccentric, but I'm pretty much like this in real life too.
And there it is. Oh man, and there it is. Because as my chat will tell you, what's the words that I literally say every stream? I'm not playing a character. This is me in real life. If I type words to you, I literally say those words every stream. Like, if I type words, I would say that shit out loud, because I stand by what I say, and I said what I said, and I meant what I said, and I said what I meant.
That's what I'm saying. What I said on Twitter, I stand by it. I don't take any of it back. They were like, you're doubling down. I'm like, no, I'm standing my ground. That's what I'm doing. I'm not doubling down.
Love it here. Please tell us where we can find you, and if you got any projects you want to shout out or anything new coming up and cooking up in the books, let us know about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can find me, AliisCrying on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. I've been trying to work on the YouTube a little bit. That's like the goal. But I'm mostly active on Twitter and Twitch. I just got set up a green screen, so I'm just like kind of experimenting with a lot of new things, but I'm pretty excited. Or just like trying out new things. If you like music, I do music streams every Tuesday. I take song requests and we listen to stuff. I usually have a theme. So yeah, we like to have fun.
We make music here as well.
I don't make music on stream. I just
Oh.
listen to music. As much as I'd love to make music, I've always loved music.
You should listen to The Contortionist.
Contortionist?
The Contortionist. You should listen to The Contortionist. Matter of fact, that's how we're gonna end this. That's how we're gonna end this.
Oh yeah, this is just like Tuesday, guys. Gassers in chat.
We can do this inside of Discord.
To authorize?
Yeah, allow it.
Oh. What? Got it. Okay. Oh, I've never used this. Fucking Vosh replied to me. That's so.
You ready?
Yes. I think it's muted.
I can hear it.
It says it's muted. Oh wait. That's on my end. Sorry.
Yeah. It's all good.
I didn't realize I had control over that.
I didn't know you did either. Oh, you can. That's crazy. You can mute videos just as you view them. Oh, that's.
Yeah, I control my own volume.
Volume. That's insane.
I didn't know that.
Yo.
I've never used this before. Wow. Okay.
I didn't know that either because I've only done it with hosts. I never tried it. So you can even so you can really control like how you hear it and how you stream it. So everyone can do levels. That's great. Okay, Discord got a little. Discord that hit a little. Okay. Back to video. There we go.
Okay, back to it. Let's hear it.
All right.
Kind of a 9 Inch Nails vibe. Cry, sorry. If you want to make me cry, come to my stream tomorrow.
Poaching my viewers and shit.
I have cried on stream before, so it's not a lie.
Once you found the breath you lost, breathe again.
You make stuff like this?
This is the type of music I make, yeah. But I make more ethereal poetry and like, yeah. I'm actually gonna perform after this conversation, actually.
Are you into like singing?
Give me a second, just let this play out. That shit dope, ain't it?
I fuck with that.
I told y'all every time I get a chance. Somehow we've just been doing this. Somebody came into my chat, a really cool person, Code Dancer, and they were like, "Yo, I gotta pick a song," and I was like, "Contortionist." I didn't even hesitate. He was like, "I gotta pick a song for a what? Pick a Contortionist." Like, I just. You did not spend 75,000 channel points for that. Oh my God. We have to refund you that.
I think the only...
That's supposed to be 7,500, not 75,000. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, bro.
I don't even know. I think the only person I have that many channel points is probably Hassan. Maybe Will Neff, because I fall asleep watching him.
I got I won a contest. I won one of the Gambas in Hassan's chat. So right now I'm sitting on 134 million points. I literally am waiting for one more Gamba to pop up so I can literally like pull the entire, like, I'm going to bet it all. I'm going to throw the odds so out of whack. You're going to see billions of points transferred. Yeah.
Hopefully you're hoarding the wealth like that.
Fuck him. He got the money. I got the points. I'll take the trade. I'll take the trade. All right, Ali. It's been a pleasure. I will be messaging you for three things. One, a certain couple personal projects of mine. There's a whole theme. I'll invite you into the channel and you'll see what everything's going on with. Two, our multiplayer gaming nights, whenever the fuck I get that started. And three, I would like to formally give you the first public invite. Next year, I will be launching the Discourse Chamber, which is a talk show in which we will have actual timed, structured debates. And instead of you sitting on this begging and pandering and having to listen to stupid ideas, we're going to have real debates about real topics and metaphysical topics and things that, you know, six lefties could also disagree on, you know, that type of thing, holding positions, that type of thing. And instead of you having to spend your time begging for subs out of my own pocket, at least for the beginning, I am going to just be paying everyone who appears on the show. So you'll be getting that. Yeah. It's like, that's what I'm saying about like the moment I get any type of like, that was the first thing I was going to do is like, I feel like, and this is off topic, I'm trying to end this conversation and now I'm not going to shut up. I feel like when people were doing all these panel appearances and like people were being asked to show up every Friday, this, that, and that, there was no real incentive other than possible clout and then possible money from that. Like if I'm going to ask you to spend an hour of your time, you got to be here. You can't say this. Your stream's about this. I'm stuck on this. You should at least get some compensation. Like you should at least like, all right, you know, I stayed at home and I talked bullshit for an hour and I got like $50. Like that's cool. Like, okay, next time Paradigm asks, like, I could make a little money. I'll work for that, you know? Yeah, just type of shit. So if you're willing to accept, I'll be sending you the information as soon as I stop having ADHD.
Yeah, and feel free to message me anytime about whatever. My DMs are open. I like to talk to people, meet new people, so you know.
You got it.
All right.
Been a pleasure, dear. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.